church leaders, pastors, church congregations. My name is Jewelie Shukla. What would you do if someone like me walked into your church this coming Sunday? I think most of you would say, well, fine. But let's back up 30 years ago. 30 years ago, I walked into Living Word International Church. I was a drug addict. I was pregnant. I was single. And, well, everything else in my life was a mess as well. A few months later, I had a baby boy. It was the church female elders and ministers that were there when he was born. And, like everyone thinks that their baby is going to be just fine. Well, my son wasn't. He was born deaf. 3 months later, he went blind. All of a sudden, as a mom, I needed a strong congregation and I needed a strong pastor. And that's exactly what I found. Not that they knew how, just that they were willing to be there for me and for my family. See, with Rivers, it was a spiral. It was first blindness, then deafness, then colon cancer, then a muscle deterioration disease, and then it was profoundly mentally retarded, which turned into autism, 40 surgeries on his body, and so many complications, like one right after another, that I didn't know how to walk in faith. So I watched the congregation, I watched the people around me fight their battles and win their battles, and they stood with me. And if they would not have stood with me, I wouldn't be who I am today. Because in all of our adversity, in all of those attacks, it was one miracle right after another miracle. It was absolutely incredibly amazing that Jesus Christ just kept coming through for me, kept answering my prayers. I just constantly kept going to God, saying, God, I don't know how to do this, but if you help me, I am willing. And God was right there. Like all the time, He was right there for me. The church was my everything. It was the church that I felt their prayers. I think that so many times when special needs people come into congregations don't know how to help us. Knowing how to minister to individuals that have special needs. How do you have them in your children's church? And how do you do all of those things? So many churches don't know how. I absolutely want to help churches. I want to help special needs families. I want to give hope to individuals that absolutely need it. This book that I wrote, called Rivers of Miracles, I think that you will enjoy it. I know that it will stretch your faith. It will encourage you.
Maybe you have found it challenging and sometimes even awkward to relate to people with special needs. I know it was for me, but this book helped me to remove those barriers and discover practical ways to minister and connect with them. Jewelie brings a message of faith as she shares her testimonies of God's faithfulness in the darkest of circumstances. As you open the pages of this book, you will encounter the benefits of standing together as a church family around those with special needs, and how, through faith, to see miracles that bring glory to God. Order your copy of Rivers of Miracles today at riversofmiracles.com.